Hi everyone and welcome back to Music Messages Tarot. It's been quite a few days since I've been able to get a video up. I've been under the weather just a little bit, but I'm back today. We have our labradorite here to help with our psychic and intuitive energies during this reading. I've already cleansed the tarot decks and the oracle deck that I'm going to use today with the singing bowl. But I am going to just start off today with the singing bowl. And like I've said in other videos, if you could just take this time to take a few deep breaths, set any intentions that you have for today's reading, any information that you're hoping to get from today's reading, this would be a good time to think about that and just kind of focus what your intentions are. Spirit, please help us cleanse our energy and our space as we get ready for today's reading. I'm going to do 2 more times. Okay. I'm just going to put this off to the side. I may need to put the labradorite and the singing bowl off camera at some point. Like the last video that I did using our gold foil tarot deck. I love this little Everyday Witch Tarot mini deck for clarifying. And then also, this was another oracle deck I had received last week. It's called the Herbal Astrology Oracle deck. This is actually the first time I'll be using it. So I'm just going to pull probably 1 card at the end for an additional message, and I'll read from the guidebook as an extension to today's reading, okay? Alrighty. Hope everybody's doing really well. I've had kind of a tumultuous week myself, as I've said already, but there are a couple cards in this deck that are not part of the actual deck. They're just kind of like intro cards, but I accidentally mixed them back in. So if they happen to come out during the reading, I'll just need to put them aside back in the box. Just letting you know, full disclosure. Okay. Spirit, please guide us to any important messages for anyone listening. Oh, this one wants to come out. The Lover's card. Interesting start. Somebody may have a choice in general, or particularly when dealing with potential partners. You may have multiple people coming in to choose from. Also Gemini energy. Let's see what else wants to come out. I really love this deck. It's really smooth to shuffle. This one definitely wants to come out. 5 of Cups. So someone could be upset or depressed or saddened over a situation with a choice between lovers. Maybe someone if you're the person who has a choice between people right now, maybe someone is saddened over the fact that you haven't chosen them yet, or that you haven't come towards your connection with them yet. Let's see what else wants to come out. Okay, we have the 6 of Wands. Victory, success, recognition. Okay. Either you or someone that you're dealing with as a potential suitor or partner may be stuck in like feelings of depression and sadness because I'm thinking maybe you walked away from them. That's the sense I'm getting here. Maybe it was someone who was coming towards you in a way that wasn't completely truthful or honest, or there was some kind of deception involved, or just somebody that isn't aligned with you, as well as maybe other people that you might meet. For some reason, that's just the sense I'm getting here. That you had a choice, you maybe walked away from someone and they're stuck in this sadness over it, but you're going to be victorious in encountering someone who's maybe more aligned with you. Let's see what else wants to come out. Those are just kind of like my first impressions as I'm reading the energy today. Okay. Four of Swords. Healing. Rest, rejuvenation. I'm getting the sense that you're coming out of a situation that could have been potentially detrimental to you. Again, I'm not exactly sure why this would have been detrimental to you, but it had to do with a choice between two people, at least two people that you were dealing with. And as you kind of came out of this victorious, I'm getting that you left the other person feeling sad, depressed. Maybe you even felt that way when you first came out of it, but ultimately you're going to be victorious here, and you're going to be entering a time of rest, rejuvenation, and healing. And also just see the man on the card. He's kind of contemplating. I get the sense maybe you're reflecting off of whatever situation you're coming out of here and thinking about how to move forward. But with the Six of Wands, you most likely will be victorious. This card wants to come out. Ace of Swords. Again, as you're reflecting on moving away from this situation, you're going to have clarity. Maybe you had a moment of clarity that led you to make a decision between two people. And, I am getting that maybe some of this Five of Cups energy might be some of your own energy as well. Like maybe it wasn't the easiest decision to make. Maybe it left you feeling sad or depressed at first, but ultimately you're going to come out as victorious. You may need to take some time to think about how to move forward from this. I'm getting the sense that maybe this was something that was unexpected, but because of the moment of clarity that you may have had, you want to be cautious with how to move forward. You want to make sure that you're healed from the situation and that you've thought about it from all angles before moving forward with whatever other relationships or partners may be presenting themselves to you at this time. I feel like maybe this was an eye-opener, this situation. Like, it was unexpected. It caught you off guard. And, it kind of like jilted you a little bit is what I'm getting maybe off the Five of Cups going into the Four of Swords. But it's like you did this very quickly. You decided to move away from this, even though it hurt you. You decided to move away from this situation relatively quickly, which was in your best interest here. And now you're just kind of contemplating on what's the best next move. I believe in a few of the readings I had done last week and the week prior, energies surrounding narcissistic energies came out of some of those readings. I believe I spoke on, you may have multiple people encountering you during this time or making a love offer or trying to come towards you. But I remember in one reading in particular, there was a very heavy energy of narcissism. So maybe that's the person that came forward and you had a choice to make, like whether or not to move forward with that person. And it was tough, but you decided to walk away. If it happens to connect to the reading that I did a couple weeks ago, I'm thinking that might be. And even if it doesn't, if you didn't even watch that reading, I'm getting that kind of an energy, like where you had this choice between lovers. And this card just looks so happy and joyous and full of life and color. And maybe that's the way this person presented when they first came into your world. And you were very hopeful, but I'm getting the sense that this quickly, like with the Ace of Swords here underneath the Five of Cups, like you had a moment of immediate clarity that disappointed you. and may have made you upset and saddened because the situation wasn't what you thought it was going to be. But you're moving forward victoriously, and you may need to take some time to rest and rejuvenate and get your bearings again, but it's like you dodged a bullet. That's what I'm getting here, that you dodged the bullet. Let's pull one more card and then we'll clarify a little bit. This one seems like it wants to come out. 9 of Pentacles, abundance. So I'm getting that maybe for some of you, this person that you were dealing with, that you may have walked away from, we don't have the 8 of Cups here. So I'm just getting a sense that some of you may have walked away from a potential love partner or an interest, and this may have caused some feelings for you, sad feelings, and possibly for the other person as well. But I'm getting a sense that maybe this is how you come across, as very abundant, financially prosperous, and that could have played into possibly maybe the motive behind why somebody was talking to you, potentially. If it's not that kind of an energy for you or a situation, then this to me just means that as it's under the 6 of Wands, so you're going to be victorious and abundant and align with things that are better suited for you as you move away from this toxic person. Okay, I'm going to clarify a few of these using our Everyday Witch Tarot. I want to clarify the 9 of Pentacles for sure. Let's clarify the 9 of Pentacles, please. This one wants to come out. We have the 3 of Swords. So betrayal, heartbreak, sadness on the 9 of Pentacles. So maybe you're just this very abundant person here. Or maybe, you know what, maybe the other person sees you as their potential 9 of Pentacles, and the fact that you walked away is a 3 of Swords moment for them. But, you need to know what's best for you, too. So if you decided that this person, you weren't getting a good feeling, or you thought maybe it wasn't going to be in your best interest or alignment, that's, you have to listen to your inner intuition. So even if it was something that left someone else in heartbreak, or even possibly yourself, as you needed to make this decision that was in your for your highest good, there's definitely some heartbreak around this. And then there's the 3 of Pentacles as well that came out on the 9 of Pentacles. So 3 of Pentacles can be like working together towards a goal. 3 people working together. This is a 3 and a 3. So I'm thinking in some situations, this might have been 3 people working together, possibly to betray you. They see you as a 9 of Pentacles, and, they possibly had some kind of motive. Maybe whoever this was that came forward towards you was actually working with someone else or a couple of other people. And it if you hadn't walked away when you did, it could have potentially led to sadness, heartbreak, and betrayal for you. So I'm thinking maybe these people didn't have the best motives. And, if you're dealing with a choice between lovers now, you might want to take a good look at the options that you have, because I'm feeling that somebody in there might be deceptive in some way. I believe that was the very last reading that I put up. Deception was coming out. So let's also clarify the Ace of Swords. What is this clarity moment here that you may have? Or maybe you already had this moment. Not really turning out to be a super positive message today, but again, like many other tarot readers say, like I'm pulling the energies and I'm just reading them as they're coming out. Like I'm not gonna sugarcoat it just because it's not like the most positive message. At the end of the day, you're going to have victory and success because you made the right decision. I get that for some of you, this is either going to be a difficult decision. It may even be a little bit on the heart-wrenching side, but just know that victory and success comes shortly after whatever period of melancholy you might go through. So I think that's what you need to know. 5 of Pentacles came out on the Ace of Swords. So I think, for some of you, you're realizing that this situation didn't really hold anything of value for you in the end. That, somebody was going to leave you out in the cold and do you wrong. Let's see what else. The Lover's card implies a choice, so you should have other options coming in shortly. Okay, you may just need to take time to reflect and don't jump into anything too quickly, would be my my advice there. Okay, this one definitely wants to come out. Seven of Cups, illusions. Choices and illusions, and making sure that you make the right choice. So you're going to have clarity on making the right choice going forward. Okay, and with the Lover's card opening the reading, it's pertaining to which path you're going to choose in terms of your romantic life and which person is best aligned with you. So someone coming forward has a lot of toxicity around them and may even be working with other people, like to try to make money off of you or swindle you in some way. And this doesn't mean that the person doesn't have genuine interest in you as well, but I'm just speaking from my own experience. I have people who've been in my life in the past and who really did want a relationship with me, but they were just the type of narcissistic personality that they always kind of approach their relationships with what they can get from the other person. And it seems like you might be dealing with that kind of an energy. I do pick up on the fact that you are going to go through a brief period of sadness when you walk away from this person. And they might even be sad and upset and maybe even did have some, high hopes for being with you. But at the end of the day, you don't want somebody who's going to betray you and cause heartbreak in your life. You don't want someone who views you as a financial asset or, what can we get from this person? And the fact that they may even be working with another person or a small group of people to try to use you, that's not something you're going to want in your life. Okay, and again, the Ace of Swords, whatever clarity moment you recently had or going to have about this person, it's somebody who's not going to be by your side, excuse me, sorry. As I was saying, this is not somebody who's going to be by your side through thick and thin. This is someone who has a tendency, from the energy I'm picking up here, to approach relationships as, what can I get from this situation, and then just move on and not really consider other people's needs and, potentially leave people out in the cold. So the Seven of Cups here is just cautioning against making the right decision and being wary of, delusions or illusions or falling victim to people's charms, false charms. That's what I'm getting here. I'm getting a very heavy narcissistic vibe off of whoever this is. I know it's not the most positive message that came out today, but again, it is a word to the wise, and it does it's a continuation of the message that we received last week. So maybe this is someone you've been talking to or dealing with in some way between last week and this. The readings are timeless, so really whenever you encounter this reading, this can be relevant for you. But, for some of you, it may be people that you're dealing with in real time, as I'm actually picking up on this energy. So this started coming out around the end of last week, and it seems to be continuing into today. Like I said before, I'm going to pull one card from the Herbal Astrology Oracle. Hopefully this will give us some finality on today's message or something to think about as you move forward. The bottom line, though, is that you are going to have victory and success if you make the right choice. I think it's going to be really crucial to make sure that whichever potential love interests are coming in, you want to keep your heart chakra open. You want to be open to different possibilities, but at the same time, have a little bit of a swordsy kind of energy about you. Make sure that you're not getting too swept away by somebody's charms or what they want to try to make you believe. Okay, so Kava came out, and it says community on the card. And I'm going to read from the guidebook on this. And I apologize, my phone continues to make noise. Okay, Kava community. Upright, which it did come out upright, indicates celebration, kinship with tribe, community, friendship, union, finding your chosen family. And it's ruled by Pluto and the moon. So just the fact, I mean, I am looking at the card. It's happening at night, this scene. It does, and there's actually, I don't know if you could see at the very top of the card, a small symbol of the moon and Pluto, which to me speaks to hidden, not to make it a negative connotation here, but it speaks to maybe hidden agendas and things that are just hidden behind the scenes that you don't realize. Let's read from the book and see. Kava in Tongan means bitter, and in Hawaiian it's called awa. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Legend has it that kava was brought over to the islands by the gods Cain and Kaneola. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. From their ancestral Polynesia. Kava was known as the drink of the gods and honored across the Pacific Islands. I do apologize for my phone today. I'm not sure why it's so busy. It normally isn't. Kava is believed to first have originated in northern Vanuatu thousands of years ago. Considering that the plant lacks seeds or a means to self-propagate, it is believed that it was tended to by the gods until the first indigenous people arrived. Kava tea was regarded as a blessing and poured onto shrines, then later drunk by the kahuna, or spiritual leader of the ceremony. It was considered holy and only given to those of high rank, but eventually it became more widely accessible. And to this day it is drunk in ceremony to bring the community together. Sometimes called the intoxicating pepper, the effects of kava are a curious combination of deep relaxation alongside stimulation to the central nervous system. Kava is relaxing to muscles and dampens pain while increasing the flow of thoughts. Kava can greatly increase mental clarity, ease depression, confusion and sorrow, and sharpen intuition. So that's another connection here. I think, as these potential people come forward in your life, you may need to use your intuition. I'm getting the vibe that somebody's going to be like over the top charming, almost intoxicating when you meet them or when you first reconnect with them, to the point where you're kind of swept away by that. You may need to take periods where you, just from my own personal experience, narcissists, especially when they're going through the first phases of trying to love bomb somebody or manipulate their way into your life, they tend to be very all encompassing. Okay, at least the ones that I've dealt with in my past, and yes, I've dealt with quite a few narcissists, unfortunately. They kind of tend to want all your time. They become very controlling very quickly. You may need to take a step back and say, you know what, I'm sorry, I need some time to myself. This is moving too quickly. I need time to reflect. And that will give you an opportunity to not only tap into your kind of swords energy, where you're able to logically think about what's going on, but also your intuition. I mean, I know that I need quiet time to meditate by myself in order to really tap into those intuitive feelings. I'm empathic, so if I'm being bombarded by somebody else's energy, that has a tendency to overtake me sometimes. So rest, solitude, isolation, I kind of have to have moments like that throughout my week in order to take time to reconnect with my own intuition and thoughts. Otherwise, I'm just entirely too taken over by the energies around me. And I know not everybody's empathic, but that I'm getting the sense that that might be important for you here, or someone here listening. You may need to take time to connect with your own thoughts and feelings, because I think whoever this toxic person is that's coming in as one of your choices here for your partnerships, they're going to be an extremely skilled narcissist and manipulator, and they're going to come in very quickly and heavily and become very domineering very quickly. And that sometimes it almost feels like if you've ever been in the ocean and you've been knocked over by a giant wave and just kind of taken away by it, that's the metaphor and the imagery coming into my mind right now. Is that this person's energy is just going to kind of bowl you over like that, or has the potential to do that unless you make time to reflect and tap into your own intuition about this person. Sorry, I know that was a long kind of aside. I'm just going to finish up here. Plutonian herbs like kava cause deep transformation in our emotional mind. The energy of Pluto is that of regeneration, allowing us to decompress from accumulated emotions through the volcanic power of catharsis. So, echoing some of the things that I just kind of brought up. I think you need to take time and make sure you're not being overpowered by anybody trying to come in, especially someone who may have ulterior motives or an agenda. You want to make sure that you're making space to tap into your own intuition here. The guidance in this book says, Kava's energy moves through our nervous system like a butterfly, relaxing, widening, and assisting us in surrendering. Although you might be amid an important moment in your life, remember that you don't have to do it alone. When you widen your circles intentionally, you receive support from the universe, and others join you on the path. So you know what I'm getting with that? The Three of Pentacles doesn't necessarily mean someone was working against you in a group. For some of you, it can mean that. But I'm thinking maybe for some of you, this might mean that you need to tap into your sense of community and the abundance in your own life. Because for some of you, this might feel like a Three of Swords when you walk away from this person. Someone comes into our life and tells us everything we want to hear and is charismatic and charming. And, it can be intoxicating. I am getting that from this card as well, that this person's going to feel intoxicating. And it's going to be difficult for you to take a step back away from that. That's something that's very difficult sometimes, to be like, this isn't good for me. Because when something feels so good, you don't want to believe that it's not in your best interest to be there. We have a tendency to want to go with those feelings because they feel so powerful sometimes. So for some of you, this is going to mean you need to tap into your sense of community. It says to fully draw upon butterfly's medicine. It gently invites us to observe our position in the community in this moment. Are you a protector, creator, connector, or visionary? And how does that correlate this moment in your life alongside your personal evolution? Egg, caterpillar, cocoon, or butterfly. Oftentimes finding your purpose within your community and the parallels with your inner journey can provide great relief and meaning. So to me, besides some of the imagery around intoxication and the moon and hidden agendas and making sure that you are using your own intuition here, the larger message here is just making sure that, in my opinion, making sure you're in your best alignment. It's talking about community and how you serve the community. And you can't really do that to your fullest potential unless you are choosing relationships and surrounding yourself with other people who align with your energy and your frequency. So today's reading, unfortunately, in just how I'm reading everything, is just a very clear cautionary tale to make sure that you are not being duped by someone who's coming in with their charm and with their own agenda about how the relationship is going to go. For some of you, this is not someone who's necessarily looking to use you for financial gain. It could just be someone who has a tendency to approach relationships in a very narcissistic way. For anyone who's spiritually awakened or who has evolved past their own trauma and who's done a lot of their own healing, that's not going to be someone who's aligned with you. That's not going to be a healthy relationship. So even if that's just what the cautionary tale is telling us here, you really need to evaluate really, really well your potential paths forward and your potential partners and love interests, and make sure that you are carefully choosing someone who will align with you and bring out the best in you and not pull you backwards in your own spiritual journey. Okay? Again, I'm trying not to sugarcoat things on this channel. I try to kind of tap into the most positive things that want to come out. But this is an important message for someone today, and I'd rather just kind of keep it real. So if you enjoyed today's video, or if it was helpful to you in any way, if you could like and subscribe, that would really help us. And I'd love for you to comment and let me know if anything resonated with you today. I know we didn't start with a channeled song. I didn't really receive one, so I just wanted to get right into the meanings today, but hopefully I'll be back on here tomorrow, and hopefully we'll receive some music messages then. Other than that, I will talk to you all soon, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.